You and Pierre Van Hooydonk absolutely blitzed what would be the championship. Was it unexpected for yourself when Nottingham Forest then accepted a bid from Trabzonspor? I mean, it's such a random bid to come in at the time. I can only think of one British black player, maybe Les Ferdinand, playing in Turkey beforehand.
Right. Yeah, Besiktas. Yeah.
Was it strange for yourself when that happened?
Well, it's strange how it actually all came about, because it was pre-season. We were training at the ground on the Friday. We trained. We finished training. We were just stretching by the pitch, and we could hear all this chanting. And round the corner of the stand came all these fans with blue and purple on.
Well, at the City
ground. Blue and red.
At the City ground, yeah.
Yeah, at the City ground in Nottingham. But they were chanting. We didn't know who they were. We just thought, there might be a game here, later, organised game. So we thought nothing of it. Came in, training a half day on the Saturday, because we were flying out for pre-season tour on the Sunday. There was probably about 80 of them there. So I had no idea what was going on, what they were saying or whatever. There was chanting and clapping, and they seemed to be liking me for some reason. I didn't know why. So showered and I got home, and my phone rang, and it was Dave Bassett. Dave Bassett turned around to me and said, Kev, Irving Scholar, he said, I can't believe it, and I can't believe I'm telling you this, but Irving Scholar has accepted a bid. The club's accepted a bid for you from a Turkish outfit, Trabzonspor, and he thinks it's best that you go and speak to him. And that was it. So I said, okay. So that's life of a footballer. So obviously I weren't going on tour. So I spoke to my agent, and we organised the bits and pieces of when we're going to fly out there, and then we went down to Heathrow to fly out to Turkey. And as I was at the airport, my phone rang. Pierre Van Hooydonk rang me.
I'm guessing he was absolutely livid at this point.
Well, he said, "Tell me it's not true. Tell me it's not everything true." So I said, "What's not everything true?" So he said that the club are selling you. I said, "Well, I'm at the airport right now." I said, "I'm going out. I've been told that it's in my best interest to go because they've accepted the bid and they want me out." So we then turned around and said, "You're absolutely joking." He says, if you go, he says, I'm going on strike. He said, "I'm not going to go back." I said, "Come on, Pierre, don't even say that." He said, he said, why would you break us up?" He said, we could do really well in the Premier League. He says, if you go, I'm not going back. So we had a quick chat and stuff like that. So I said, I'm gonna go and have a look. That's what I was. I'm gonna go and have a look. And he said, "Please ring me if you're gonna sign. Ring me." So I went out there, met the chairman, and I got to see Trabzon. There was like 25,000 fans met me at the airport in Trabzon. I could feel it was an industrial town. It's right on the Black Sea. It's really fantastic. So I just decided, he said, not many players could say they've played abroad, and I wanted to experience that. And when I saw the training facility and stuff, I was taken aback. It was 10 times better than anything I'd been involved with over here.
Seriously?
Yeah, it was 10 times. You had everything there. So it was amazing. It really was amazing. So I was like, wow. Yeah, I could get used to this. Obviously, my Turkish weren't great at the time, so that might cause a bit of problem. But nothing ventured, nothing gained. So I decided to sign out there. I rang Pierre and I said, "Pierre, yeah, I'm going to sign."
What was Pierre's reaction?
He was a bit quiet, and he just said,
One of those when you can't hear nothing on the phone. He sort of hear his brain thinking.
Yeah,
right?
he just said, "It's wrong. This is wrong." And he said, "Oh, well, I'm not going back." I said, "Come on, Pierre, just you get back and you'll get into it." And I remember watching the news, Eurosport, and it came up on Eurosport that Pierre Van Hooydonk's gone on strike. I was like gobsmacked. I rang, please speak to Pierre, obviously, and he just says, "I'm not going back." He says, if they could shoot us in the foot like that, he said, it's disgusting what's happened. And it was, to be honest. I knew the Premier League. He knew the Premier League. He'd played at the top level. A lot of the players were really hungry to prove ourselves back in the top flight.
I suppose you included as well, to show everyone that they'd made a wrong decision there.
Yeah, But you know, it was. Listen, I'd made my decision. Unfortunately, the club didn't want me. So, not that the club, Irving Scholar it was actually.
Coincidentally, he used to be chairman of Tottenham Hotspurs.
Yes.
Do you think this had anything to do with maybe you not being his favourite player?
I can guarantee I weren't his favourite player being a Gooner, but you know, I try and stay professional, but I can only say that, you know, this happened. I was the only one that got sold as well. So obviously there was some shenanigans going on in the background.
Now, you mentioned the fact that when you got to Trabzonspor, the fans were out to support you. You seem to really catch their hearts and their imaginations quite quickly out there. I mean, they seem to really like you and really take to you. What was your sort of feeling with it?
I think Trabzon are one of the big four teams. Trabzon had not been having a great time, and Mehmet Ali Yilmaz, the Bashkan, basically the president, was trying to make some moves to give them something to grasp onto. And Premier League player coming out to them was a coup.
Mm.
And you know, they gravitated to me, which was great. And you know, they wanted me to score goals. You've got to score goals if you're going to be the guy. But I think it's the big game, the goals in the big games that really cemented my legacy with them. You know, scoring a hat-trick against Galatasaray at the Ali Sami Yen and winning. You know, their team, Taffarel in goal. You know, you had Bulan at the back with Hakan Şükür up top. You had Hadji, Popescu, Filipescu,
Wow.
Dumitrescu. You know, all those top, you know, players. And we beat them 5-3 at their place. And I got a hat-trick. And that's a bit of folklore right now at Trabzon. And we played Fenerbahce, who are their Man United. You know, they've got a huge fan base. And I scored the winner at home against them. So, you know, I kind of gravitate to them because I scored in quite a few of the big games for them. But, you know, it was weird how it all happened, and it was weird how it all kind of went a bit sour because it was just you know, Turkey is an amazing country. It really is, and the football is you think it's intense here, times it by 100 in Turkey. Just to give you some ideas of what happens in Turkey, you play a five-a-side, you get marked in the paper. Because you get 4 pages a day. You have to fill it. So you get marked in the paper for five-a-side.
So for your training games?
Training game. I remember playing a training game and we beat the team 8-2. I got 6. And it was a double-page spread.
Do they count as career goals out there in your training game?
No, I wish it would. I tell you, I scored quite a few, but no. And it was great for me because it was a different way of training. It was a different way of playing. Gordon Milne was the manager, and Ian Wilson, who was at Leicester at the time, when I was coming through, he was his assistant. So I had an English manager and assistant manager. They'd been out in Turkey. I think Gordon Milne and Ian played for Besiktas when Les was out there. Gordon Milne was the manager. So, you know, I had people I could speak to and stuff like that. But, you know, there's some serious things differentiate from being in England. For instance, if you had a game on the Saturday, we'd go in armed lockdown camp from the Wednesday. So nobody in, nobody out.
I'm not surprised if I'm filming your damn training games and putting all the results of your friendly.
But you know, it's armed. It's armed guard. Nobody in, nobody out. So you have your bedrooms at the training ground, and you eat there, and you do all your video analysis there. So everything in one. It was absolutely fantastic, and that. But you trained 3 times on a Wednesday, 3 times on a Thursday, twice on a Friday. Trained on the Saturday morning, and you played Saturday night. You know, it was different, and you might think, maybe overtrained. It wasn't overtraining. The training was different. You know, a lot of it was technical work and stuff like that, and that actually improved me as a player. Definitely did improve me as a player. So being at Trabzon, I still hold them in such high esteem and high regard. Had a fantastic time there. Met some absolutely fantastic people. And, you know, I've got some stories about, you know, some incidents that happened there that will live with me forever.
Can you give us any insight to some of these great stories?
Some of them I can't share, but I'll tell you one where after the Galatasaray game, I witnessed the war zone outside for an hour and a half. The fans are trying to get in to get us.
Because you'd obviously beaten Galatasaray.
We'd beaten Galatasaray at home, and you know the rubber bullets are out, the water cannons are out, and stuff like that. Anyway, after hour 45 minutes, they clear the roads. We get on the coach, and we're on our way to the airport. 2 armored vehicles. We've got the Outriders, all armed. Anyway, we have Mercedes. I'm on the coach, and we're happy, but we're not over the top. And I remember looking out the window to my left, and I saw a Mercedes pull up, and the guy looked at me, and he wound the window down, and he was climbing out and sitting on the window. And all I saw was he went in his waist and pulled out a gun. I saw the steel light, you know, glint, because we're on the dual carriageway, and the light is hitting so as soon as it hit the steel, I got down, didn't I? Where I come from, Brixton, mate, anybody's doing that, you're getting down. So I got down. And then all the other players started to realise what was going on. But I didn't realise what was going on. So he's emptying his clip, the lad. And they all start laughing at me. I'm like, listen, where I come from, mate, that's serious stuff. So that was one of the stories. So my missus...
I'm guessing that happens quite frequently.
Obviously, the Outriders are there, it's no problem. So my missus is in Trabzon at the time, and one of the players who speaks really good, the captain, Ogden, says, look, tell your missus, don't go on the balcony. So I said, why? He said, because they'll be shooting
shots,
Kalashnikovs and firearms will be going off because they're celebrating, and many people catch a stray. So when I'm speaking to her, she goes, I said, whatever you do, don't go out on the balcony. She goes, I was just about to go out. Don't go out on the balcony because can you see them shooting guns? She goes, yeah, they're going up and down the strip shooting guns. So 30,000 people met us at the airport when we got back from Istanbul to Trabzon. It took us 4 hours to get out of the airport. You know, it's incredible. When a couple of years before, I met one of the main fans there. Met him, and he was telling me some of the stories. And a few years before, where they went really close to winning the league, when they dawned on them that they couldn't win the league, there was 8 suicides that night. So you know,
football was life.
It was life. It really was really serious, you know. And Trabzon is a one-team town. Got to fill 4 pages, had their own radio station 20 years before we had a TV station. It's one of them. They were, I thought they were behind. They were way ahead.
It's incredible. Now, the players loved you out there. The fans have taken to you. I mean, it seems like you're having, from the outside looking in, a great adventure in a foreign country, representing and doing the job that you love. Did you ever eat meat out there? Did you ever eat any meat out there? Or,
yeah.
More importantly, did you ever eat any human flesh?
No human flesh, no human flesh. I mean, I ate chicken, fish, because on the Black Sea is where they get the anchovies, the ham sea, anchovies. So, been on a boat, do some of the anchovy fishing, and bring it back and put it on the barbecue with the raka.
Sounds great.
And vegetables and stuff like that, salad. So I had a fantastic experience out there.
The reason I ask you this is because we heard obviously the stories of the chairman insinuating that. Do you want to tell us what happened in your own words?
Yeah, right. This became an international incident, by the way. I got a call from the British consulate to make sure I was all right. And I'm saying, of course I'm fine. So they said, you know, things like this can escalate pretty quick, blah, blah, blah. What happened was the chairman made a comment in Turkish. The comment in Turkish is yam yam, which means he's going to eat the team. Right?
Yeah.
Fine. We say that in England. We're going to eat. But the press were, because imagine this, we speak to 60 to 120 press a day. So it's very intense. And all you need is one person to spin something. And that's what happened. They spun it on the chairman. Apparently, they said that the chairman called me a cannibal, and it was so out of order, blah, 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 blah. I went to see my friend the next day, one of the main guys, and he explained what the chairman had actually said.
By the word yam yam and the translation
He
of the
explained
word.
it fully, so
Right.
I'm comfortable. I didn't have a problem with the chairman, but because the press are so powerful, you actually start to realise how these things become bigger than they actually are, and it started to escalate to a point where I got suspended from the team.
You haven't done anything wrong. You haven't made any comments. You
well,
haven't
I've
made
done
any
nothing.
clarification on what's been said.
I don't even. I could conduct small interviews in Turkish at the time, so I can't even. I can't say anything. But I got suspended from the team. I couldn't travel. I had to train alone. I had to train with the under-21s on the old ash pitch, the old ashes.
What's the manager saying to you about this? Surely,
It's out of the manager's hands. Unfortunately, it's out of the manager's hands because now it's a battle between the chairman and the press.
Well, how does suspending you make that situation better?
I don't know. I don't know. And maybe if they took me out the firing line, it would all subside.
Okay.
Because if I'm playing, I'm in the face. So that's the only thing I could think of. I mean, having spoken to the chairman after, the chairman just, he said, I didn't say that. You know what I meant. I says, I know, Bashkan, I know what you meant. I said, but it's one of them things that's happened.
Didn't you cause another strike out there? Didn't some of the players go on strike over this?
Well, yeah, I mean...
What is it with you and causing strikes, mate?
Yeah, I'm troubling our Brixton boy. The players haven't been paid for 9 months. And I thought that wasn't right. So, when you eat, you can't eat until the captain sits down and eat. You can't leave the table until the captain gets up to leave. Then you can leave the table. I thought it was fantastic for camaraderie as well. That was a really good touch. So I went to Ogden, the captain, and I spoke to him and I said, look, we were in camp. And I said, Ogden, I believe the boys haven't been paid for 9 months. He said, yeah. So I said, I can't be having that. I says, now, I don't think I've been paid. So I've got to make a stand. I've got to make a stand because you're my guys, and we love the club and we all do all that. But we're not working for free. We all work to get paid. So I said, look, I'm gonna go and get dressed and I'm leaving. I'm going home. So he gave me a fist, and I got changed and I left. And you can imagine it was, where is he? So I spoke to the general manager and I said, listen, I've not been paid and my teammates ain't been paid. So I said, I can't be having that. So this was the Thursday night. We're flying out on the Saturday. So I was home the Thursday night. I was home Friday. Wouldn't go in until the boys had been sorted out. So Saturday comes and the boys got sorted out.
Fantastic.
I got sorted out. So drove me straight on the tarmac. And all the press are on the tarmac smoking and all that kind of thing. And I'll never forget this scene. There I am, late, come with my travelling stuff, and I get on the plane, and all the players are giving me fists as we go.
You're their man. You've just gotten their money after 9 months.
Well, I just think it's that this is a team. You can't function without your teammates. And your teammates, it's nice to know that somebody from a different culture has come there and has bought into the culture, and I'll fight for them. That's what it's about. It's about fighting for them. Who wants to work and not get paid? And it was the principle of, I'm a principles guy, so it was the principle of it. Luckily they got sorted out and we went away and we won, thank God. So that was good.
How did the decision on the news come in that Everton had requested to take you on loan? I mean, was it a hard decision for you with all this controversy? I'm sure that you were looking to bite their hand off to get back to
Well, there was 4 teams in, and it's weird. My agent at the time mentioned Everton first. So I said, yeah, I'm going there. That's where I'm going. Because I've been keeping up to speed on what had been happening at Everton. And I saw the Everton squad. And they had Danny Cannibal and Franny Jeffers up front. But the rest of the team and the squad were like really strong. But there are two youngsters up top, so I thought, do you know what, I could go there and make a difference. And you know, it's just one of them things. I was still suspended from the club, but it put a sour taste in my mouth at the time. I just wanted to get back and get playing and try and make a difference. That's when it was that March window where, you know, you could
go.
You could go. So luckily enough, I came in that March window with 8 games to go, and it's weird. My first game was a Merseyside derby. You know, when Robbie Fowler was eating the grass, Gerard Julio said. Gerard Julio said he was eating the grass. He was doing a lot more than that, Robbie. But that was my first game, and then the second game we played Sheffield Wednesday. Got beat 2-1, which me and Franny Jeffers were starting to forge a partnership. We took the lead, Olivier Decaux from 35 yards, scored a screamer. They equalised and went 3-1 up. We pulled a goal back, ended up losing that game 3-2, but there were signs of life. You know, signs of life in that game. Lost 2-1 to Sheffield Wednesday at home. We took the lead, a combination of me and Franny. And we gave 2 goals to Benito Carboni, 2 back passes straight to him, and he scored 2 goals. We lost that 2-1, and then we hit the bottom 3. And that's when that real love affair and everything started to click for me. We played Coventry at home next game. I scored 2. We played played Charlton at home, scored 2. Played Newcastle away, scored 2. And played West Ham at home, scored a hat-trick.
Instant cult hero status, and
we stayed up on the West Ham game. That was the penultimate game because we had one last game. I think it was Southampton at the Dell. But we were so relieved that we'd stayed up. You know, we ended up losing that game. But what a run of games we had, and it was absolutely brilliant. Brilliant effort from the team. Brilliant for me, obviously, and you know, I just found that it became a spiritual home for me because the Evertonians needed a player. They gave me the number 9 shirt. Number 9 shirt is all powerful on the blue side of Merseyside. I wore it. I got the goals in that shirt. And we just seemed to have that bond. We just bonded. And obviously making my debut there helped because I understood what it was about. I understood what Everton are about. And if you give your lot, they respect you, and that's what I always done.